Wipe it out of the way.
Okay.
Up and down. Okay. Now there's is the camera there?
Yeah.
All right. Press record, please. Racism, sexism. So if you darkies and Asians are doing something that requires your full attention, you might want to go to do it, because this shit here, you might want to turn it off. It's going to be real ugly in here. Today's guest, Robert Hines.
What's happening, baby?
Robert Hines, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with me, your man, Geoff Brown. We have made it back here again. I'm live. I'm on Facebook. Oh, no. YouTube live on Zoe's page. The phone number, 323-879-4445. 879-4445. We got a heater today. Martin Luther King Drive versus Malcolm X Boulevard. Which road did we take to get here? Which road got us here? Well, today I have a guest who I go at it with, and that's a shout out to the cats who will be coming on the show. You're going to see a lot of the cats on the show that I respect what they have to say, but I disagree with. I respectfully disagree with, which is hard to find, because most people who I disagree with, I have a hard time respecting, because they're usually on some bullshit that they didn't study, they didn't do nothing with, so they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Right. That's not this cat. This cat to my left is a veteran in the comedy game, over 25 years doing this shit. Funny as hell. If you hear him anywhere near you, you got to go check this dude out. He is also very socially aware, very politically active, and for those of you who don't know, I really don't give a shit about politics. So we go at
That's where we differ.
That's where we differ. But we trying to get to the same place. Absolutely. Not unlike Dr. King and Malcolm X. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, comedian extraordinaire and my friend, I don't have many of those, Mr. Rob Hines.
Hey, man,
on the show.
I thank you for such a strong introduction from such a thoughtful brother. Let me just tell you something that I found over time is that in order for something to be sharp, it has to rub up against something hard.
How about that?
You know what I'm saying?
How about that?
So because we do go at it a lot,
yeah,
it does make me go back and say, well, let me think about what this
right.
said. Let me write this down. Let me think about
That's right.
this perspective and see why do I differ.
Okay.
Let's just let me just make myself smarter or better, because so I appreciate the tutelage that you've given me over the years and all of the entertainment over the years. Man, like I said, dude, I see you on one episode of a particular show, and me and my wife talk about it all the time.
Man,
I've been married for 16 years.
Yeah.
And over that 16 years, every time I turn around, my wife would say something like, 2 T-shirts for the price of 1.
Yes.
I don't want to hang out with my dad.
What you're talking about is I did a show called Spy TV back in the day.
Oh, it was awesome.
And I did some, they had us come in and just make up some music on the spot for people to listen to, and the music was about the people.
Right.
And there was just these 2 dudes in these funky looking ass T-shirts. And 2 T-shirts for the price of 1 just jumped out of my head. And me and the dude I did it with, we was doing it Run DMC style. It was very funny.
God, it was awesome.
I gotta try to find that, man. It's out there somewhere.
It is.
It's out there somewhere.
It was on my DVR for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Till I had to give up my DVR for a new DVR. But yeah,
so you didn't keep this? You didn't keep the?
No, with the digital thing, once you let the machine go, that's going with the machine.
Oh wow!
The new machine, and you got to make new memories.
Okay, well yeah, we'll see. I'm at the beginning of old folks in technology. Yeah. Like I am. If you were to go back 20 years ago, I'm the dude with the VCR blinking 12. But today.
Well, we got to get you caught up, baby.
Yes, sir. Speaking of getting caught up, let's get right on in it. Okay. I think what rubs a lot of people the wrong way with me is that I'm very, very tired. I'm tired of the way this system works. When I look at the system, I look at it differently. I've never looked at myself as an insider. To quote a friend of mine, D.L. Hughley, the lion is the king of the jungle, but you'll never see a wolf in the circus. And I've always kind of been the lone wolf with my opinions, my ideas, my habits. And with politics, that's no exception. I really want to get to how it is you approach where we are, what politics has to do with it, and especially, let's just start with the 60s to here.
Okay.
How do you feel we as a people, just black people, have done with our politics?
I think that the people who are against us have done an excellent job in distracting us with trinkets. I feel like in the 60s we were more grounded, we were more focused, we were more about the advancement. And just getting a little bit of advancement through the 60s has made us a little soft, in my opinion. Because I can go buy some Jordans, I feel like I'm equal to white people. Not me personally, but I'm saying a lot of our people have been distracted by
into that mindset.
Yes, by the because this is a consumer economy. And we are first-class consumers as black people. Whatever new thing they come out with, we got to have it in order to show our equalness to other people, rather than going deep inside of ourselves and rebuilding our character and making it better. Now, having said all that, I do feel like there is advancement, but I don't think that it is as much us as it should be.
Okay. Well, here's where the blood hits the floor between me. Everything that you just said, I absolutely agree with. Black folks don't buy, niggas don't buy what's needed. Niggas buy what's available.
Right, we buy what
is available. What is the newest, latest, hottest?
Absolutely.
I don't care if my lights got to be out. I don't care. I don't care if I run out of gas, nigga. I got to take all my
baby
money.
mama gonna be all right if I don't pay her this month. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's the mindset.
In order to get the blank.
Right.
And I think that is to replace self-worth. However, I'm of the belief that politics and our illusion of inclusion, so to speak, has had a hand in that.
No. Here's what it is. Okay, so for me, that's not the case. Because politics is what helped to get your kids a little more educated than they were before. Politics, excuse me, politics is where the rubber meets the road, because all of the money that's spent by politicians has an effect. It has an effect. And so if you can get them to spend that money in your direction, it will definitely have an effect.
Okay. If you're just joining us, this is the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. We got a call? Oh, yeah. All right, let's take this call. Call what your name is, what you go by. Bowman, what's cracking, man? How so? How so? Go. To coin a phrase, to use a phrase that a friend of mine uses. Go deeper. What?
Is your friend a porn star?
Oh, that's hilarious. No, go deeper. What do you? Wow.
Go check this out.
Yeah, that was a pretty bleak fucking picture.
But that is exactly what Geoff says all the time, is that we need to have more togetherness, particularly in our spending. And I think that I don't disagree with that at all. I think that we should spend with each other more, because then we can have an economic base. I mean, I may not wear a hat, but I'll buy your hat because you sell them. You understand what I'm saying? Well, I think that that's very important, but in the process of doing that, you still need politics. You still need to be able to, because a lot of this stuff is built by the government.
Okay.
The entire idea of having an economy is built and based on what the government does to make this side stronger or that side weaker.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
When you said your children get to be a little better educated.
Oh, yeah.
My question is, educated on what and by whom? Now, because of the very mindset that says my vote counts for this much and my active voting will make this happen, it is that same thinking that says, I'm going to get my kids ready, send them out to school, and that's going to get them ready for the world with whatever they're taught out there.
Right.
I flatly disagree with that.
You decide what they're taught if you're involved in the local school council.
Really?
You decide. Yes, you can decide those things if you're active.
So basically, you were telling me then that there is a school council somewhere that is going to, that I can fight to make my children learn at the school that the Oscar statue is actually patterned after the god Ptah, or that black history does not start with slavery.
Yes. You see, let me just tell you this.
If that's the case, hold on. If that's the case, can you tell me of a public school that used to or does teach of black history further back than 6,000 years?
I don't know of every public school.
Of any?
I don't know of any public school.
Have you ever heard of it?
My kids don't go to school. Do you understand what I'm
saying? Okay, your kids are homeschooled.
I don't have any children.
Okay.
So you dig what
So I'm asking you then, if you're saying, because you're telling me that I can lobby, I can petition, me and other black people can get together to make an American public school system go back further than 6,000 years with the history of my own children.
Yes. Yes.
And so what you're saying then is that it hasn't happened
because
we haven't asked for it.
Right.
Bruh, here's where the blood hits the floor.
Okay.
I don't think we are, that is so counter to the thinking of those who buy the books, of those who write the books, of those who put the schools together. Your oppressor is never the same people who gave you the Bible, give you the books at school that teach you that till today that Christopher Columbus discovered America. That is still.
Yet there is such a huge outcry of people trying to counter that thought process.
And for how long?
For as long as I've been around.
Exactly. Which brings us back to Doe. Then how effective is voting? We've had the right to vote since I was 2.
Let's talk about how effective voting is.
We've had the right to vote since I was 2, and we have the same problems.
We have the same problems. That's on us. That's not on the vote. That's on what we want. Again, we are distracted by sideshows. We do not. How often do you think people have as deep a conversation as we're having right now?
Oh,
Not very.
Really?
Most people, yes, most people are talking about, let me tell you, man, there are so many distractions. Most people, up until recently, up until Colin Kaepernick, nobody in the NFL was talking about violence against black people. And the moment that we started, then they resisted that.
and what does that have to do with stepping in a box, closing a curtain behind you, and pulling a lever?
Because that,
Nothing.
yes, it has all to do. Because then you, let me get this off.
I
Let me
got
get
you.
this off.
I got you.
If you don't vote, you don't have any say-so in how the government is run. You have way more say-so with the power of your vote than you do without it. Now, you could say all type of other side ancillary crap that has more to do with black people than the vote. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't vote, they don't have to listen to you. But the moment that you start voting and you start voting as a block, well, we got to listen to you.
Okay.
And that was true, especially during Reconstruction. That's why they fight so hard to keep you from voting.
Okay.
If it didn't work, they wouldn't work against you. They would let everybody vote. Even today, the Republican Party is going out of their way. That's the way they got Trump. It's because they stopped people from voting in certain key demographics to get the guy that they wanted in.
Okay. So you are of the hold on a second. You are of the belief that a president is actually elected by the people.
I am of the belief that the Electoral College picks the president based on the vote of the nation.
Okay, great. We're going to get back to that in a minute. All right, I got a caller. Caller, what your name is, what you go by. You're on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. What's up? What's up? Who this? What's going on, Brown? We might be related from Birmingham. My people. I got Browns in Birmingham. My grandmama grew up on 414 4th Court North.
Well, now it's going to be a bunch of people from your grandmama's house.
Right? What's up? How about it, brother?
Right.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Right.
My man. My man. Question, Brown. Question. How much do you think voting has helped or hurt where we are as a people? And I don't mean the actual physical doing of the voting as much as the faith in the voting. Where are you on that? Yes. Absolutely.
So you advocating for voting locally but not nationally. Mm. Absolutely.
Is he black? Oh, what? Okay. Do you know his name? Wolfen. Randall Wolfen. All right. Well, Brown, I want to thank you, brother. Thank you so much for your call. Excellent input. Keep listening to the show. Feel free to call back. We got to go to break right now, but when we come back, we're gonna look at voting from this place. Is voting the engine of our car, or just the fucking power windows? We'll be right back. Yeah.
Poison water.
That's cool.
Cataclysmic weather.
No, we
North Korea. Zombie apocalypse.
this is
The people who said I could buy.
Shit looks and sounds great.
okay.
Broadcasting live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Audience is growing. One thing, YouTube can't hear the caller.
Oh, you two can't hear the caller.
Okay, so you guys kind of have to explain
What the caller is saying.
to the camera,
Okay.
so YouTube will understand what's happening.
Okay.
You know, because they can't hear anything; they just hear your reaction.
All right. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you, brother. Always,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was just trying to see if you could put it up on the speaker.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like outside. I thought you were hearing it.
No, but he was. Nick was saying if you put it on the speaker, there'd be some kind of feedback.
That's I was actually
On these, we get feedback, so it doesn't operate like in scene. When I have it turn on the speaker, we can hear. All right, so Jeff, you're gonna have to explain.
Yeah.
Let them know what the caller is saying, the perspective the caller is coming from, and then hit them with your opposition or agreement with it. Right? And then when you come back, Geoff Brown, Inappropriate Hour, Dash Talk, number, topic, guest. Make sure you guess.
Yes.
All right.
What's that?
You want to come in after this?
We can come in after this.
Okay.
Damn. The sour Louis is fine.
And we back again. You on the ride. It's the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. Call in 323-879-4445. My topic: Malcolm X Boulevard or Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. How did we get here? Which road did we take? Which one of them roads got us here? My guest, actor, comedian, writer, producer, political pundit, activist, if you will, Mr. Rob Hines, a friend of mine. Question I posed, and what's up there in YouTube land? I'm glad y'all I'm glad y'all tuning in.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna cut this together later, and it's gonna be a whole different show when I get out of here. But thanks though, and thank you so much, y'all, for all the support.
Man, that's amazing.
You see voting as the engine. I'm gonna say. Right. Maybe, perhaps, and I'm putting words.
Definitely propel you.
I'm putting some words in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Me, it's not that I don't see voting as.
Have you ever voted?
Necessary. A couple times. Necessary. I don't see. It's not that I don't see it as a tool. I see it as power windows. I see it way back, and here's why. Something I like to use as an analogy, just a story. To elaborate on this, my wife sells real estate.
Excellent.
Yes,
I need to holler at her.
You do, because she does her thing. Shout out, baby. She told me about this get down here that Asians do.
Okay.
The real estate test is 200 questions long in California.
Mm-hmm.
So what they'll do is they'll have somebody, and you can take it as many times as you want. Mm-hmm. There's a waiting period.
Does it cost?
Yes, it costs $50, I think, something like that. There's a price on it, and there's a waiting period if you fail.
Right.
They get people to go, okay, you, Fong Ying, you gonna study. You're gonna go and take this test until you have memorized questions 1 through 20. Right. You, Fong Chow, are going to do 21 to 30. and they go ping yang to Su Huang. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Enter the Dragon at the end when Mr. Han was Feng Ying, Dong Chao, Ying Jian, like that. They go and they learn the 21 through so and so, and they learn their 20 questions, and they take this, they go and fail, and people go, oh, they stupid. They said, no, you know what they're doing? They're gonna get together, and they're gonna get together, and now we got all 200 questions on the test. We done got together. I studied my 20. Everybody else studied their 20. Here what we got. Here's what's on the test. Now that we know this, we gonna all study this and go back and start getting our licenses all over the place. What does that have to do with going in a booth, pulling a curtain behind you, and pulling a lever? I'm almost done. I think that thinking shows up in the demographics with local and national voting. Do you know what demographic is notoriously last? Asians, because they don't give a fuck who's in office.
Right.
They handle their shit. They practice socialism inside of capitalism, so voting doesn't mean as much to them because they're not waiting. Voting implies that your answers come from the outside, and that is my biggest problem.
Okay, here's where we differ. Here's what I think is the solution. Now, if somebody thought that was a problem, then
what do you mean?
If somebody thought that you getting together and memorizing the test as opposed to learning the application therein, you understand what I'm saying? Because I can memorize the answers to the questions, but do I really know how you came to the conclusion?
Does it really matter?
It
You're
does.
selling houses.
It does matter. It does matter in certain vocations.
Okay.
Right? Because honestly, I don't think you need to take a test to sell a house.
Yes, you do in California.
No. I'm saying if in a broader sense.
Okay.
If I came by your crib like, hey, dude, you want me to sell your house? Hey, look, this nigga selling his house. Why don't y'all come by and check it out? It's nice.
Right.
Good. You don't really need to take a test to do that.
Right.
But since you do, if I felt like it was a problem that these people have decided to group together and take the test that way, if it was a problem, because I don't see it as a problem, but if I saw it as a problem, the best way to get rid of that particular issue is to do it through whatever legislative body that is residing over the test. So then what would be the solution to that if I felt like that was a problem? Change the questions every time you took the test.
Okay.
Now, but listen to what I'm saying now. If I control the test, then I can change the way it's taken.
Of course.
But if I don't control anything, if I don't have any talk to anybody, if I don't have any idea, any knowledge, if I don't have any input on how the shit is done, then I have no control over what happens after.
Okay. I think you missed my point.
I did miss your point. I know exactly what you're saying. You're talking about more about the togetherness than you are talking about. But you gave me a particular example, and I gave you an answer to that example.
Yeah, but the answer to the example went in the direction of them doing their get down as a problem. I'm not saying it's a problem. Maybe the California Real Estate Board, now that I put that pimp shit out there, might think it is. But I'm not saying that was a problem.
And what I'm saying is if you control the test, you decide how it is taken.
That's wonderful. That's great news. Now, what happens is if a man can fix something, a man can break it. If a man I'm a firm believer in that. If a man can build it, another man can destroy it. I get that. I'm not down that road, and I understand, and that makes perfect sense in another conversation. In this conversation, the issue is not the control of the test. The issue is, how do we come up and not involve anyone else? In that respect, black people have failed miserably and have used in its place this, man, if we just vote this person in, this will happen. And then this one will promise us this, and we'll get this. And the politicians all come with the same generic cookie cutter box, out of the box bullshit from the local level all the way up to the presidency. It's time for a change. You need jobs. We've been saying that same shit for years. To me, voting We still need jobs.
I don't.
We still
don't.
need.
I don't see it as bad as you see it.
We
That's
still-
the number one problem.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's good, but I don't see it as bad as you see it because in my family, every generation has done better. In my family, my grandparents barely. Well, they fed their family because they had a fucking farm, but at the same time, my aunts and uncles do well. They work through the system and they've done better.
Okay.
Now, and I'm just
define
saying,
well.
They have a home. They have retirement.
Okay.
They do what they want to do when they get up in the morning. They got a little money put away.
Okay.
They have way more money put away than my grandparents had when they passed away.
Okay. Now, here's what I see that you just said. Although this house, let's just say the Hines house, I'm gonna make it a house that you and your wife live in. That's a nice house. Is in the suburbs. It's in Sherman Oaks. Nice house. It's been in the Hines family since the 1800s. Used to be that your great-great-great-great-grandfather could only sleep in the backyard. And then your great-great-grandfather got to sleep in the backyard but up against the garage. And then your grandfather got to sleep in the garage. And then your father is in the guest house now. And now you get to live in the basement. When all the fucking time, this has been your entire house.
But that's not
Hold
what your
on,
analogy
I'm
is
almost.
for.
Well, I'm gonna get you before you chop up my fucked up bullshit analogy. I'm gonna need to give the whole thing to you.
Got it.
I cannot count as progress from your great-great-grandfather sleeping behind the garage to you now in the basement as fair progress when the whole fucking house was yours to begin with. Now hold that. I want to let you tear that up after we take one of our callers. Who we got calling in? Caller, what your name is, what you go by. You calling the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest Rob Hines. What's up? Hello.
Yeah, we are.
Yes, you are
Yeah,
on.
you-
So
yeah.
it's the Inappropriate Hour. You I hear you. What's your name? Yogi. My man, his name is Rob Hines. Thank you for calling, man. What's on your mind? Ah, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Yogi, let me set you up for the people on YouTube who are
Absolutely.
watching. My man Yogi just called into the show and is saying what he's basically saying is that black people are voting for the wrong things. That it's not the voting process itself; it is what they are aiming their vote at. So, and with that, Yogi, I pose this question to you and to Rob. In the 50 years we've had the right to vote, or 60?
Well, I think the voter right guy
64?
came in 66 or 68.
67. Okay. Somebody pull my head out of my ass on that.
Yeah.
In the damn near half a century that we've had the right to vote, could you please tell me when there has been a bill, an initiative of any sort from then to now on a national or even local level that was put up to benefit blacks and blacks alone? No,
I don't
exactly. I don't think there's ever been one. There's been one for gays. There's been plenty of stuff for gays. There's been plenty of stuff for Latin people, for Japanese people. There has never, ever.
So there's something that benefits just Latin people alone.
Yes. There have been voting initiatives purely for Latin people.
Which were what?
I can have that. I'll tell you what. Let me bust my shit out.
Okay.
Yes. There have been plenty of initiatives that help every other demographic, even racially.
Mm-hmm.
There have been no initiatives that help black people specifically. Even the freeing of the slaves was not about helping black people specifically. And that is my issue, is that it's like asking, it's like saying, hey, you guys really are hungry and you really need to nourish yourself. You're starving. Okay? Here are your choices. You can have, and thank you so much for that call, Yogi. Thank you so much. Please call back.
Yeah, excellent. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes. Well, okay, help me out. Yes, pull my head out of my ass. Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely. My man. Absolutely. You know what? Thank you so much, Yogi. That's a fantastic. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your call. We're going to reiterate for those who are on YouTube.
Yes, for those of you who are on YouTube and those of you who have just joined, this is the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. Today's topic, Malcolm X Boulevard versus Martin Luther King Drive. Which road got us here? My man Yogi just brought up a very valid point that when black folks see somebody in office that looks like them, they go, whew, which was what I was going to bring up about the previous caller saying that we now have a black mayor in Atlanta. It has been my experience, and I share this with Dr. Claude Anderson, who I strongly suggest you look up on YouTube, who says that whenever you see a black face in politics, you can be guaranteed that white supremacy is even deeper in full effect, because the hand that put them there, they have been put. What you seem to forget, or what people seem to not grasp, is that when you vote, it's like voting for a quarterback. You get your quarterback, but he ain't gonna play hockey. God damn it, this is football. And in football, you got 4 downs and 10 yards. These are the rules. In the rules, ingrained in the rules, is keeping people of color, specifically African Americans, back. That's in the rule book. I'm going to take a phone call. Let me take another phone call. Caller, what your name is, what you go by. You're on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. What say ye? Hello? Hello? No, caller going once, caller going twice. That caller gone. Got another one? All right. Caller, what your name is. Caller, what you go by. This is the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. Speak on it. Yes, sir. Oh, thank you, brother. What's your name? Al from Everett. Thank you, Al. What's cracking? What's on your mind?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
My man, wow, I dig that.
Well,
Okay.
when you talk to, I'm sorry.
Yeah, hold on, both of y'all. Let me set you up for the people on YouTube. Basically, what my man just said is a demand. What did you say? A demand without a request?
Without power.
A demand without power is just a request. And I really feel you. I just don't think that voting is the first answer. I don't think voting is the 20th answer.
Now, see, but when you talk to politicians,
Yeah, now hold tight, brother. Go ahead, Rob.
I agree with that. If you talk to any politician from the president, well, not this president, because this president's a doofus, but if you talk to any other president, white, black, yellow, we only had one black one, but if you talk to any other president,
9 black ones.
if you talk to any other president, he'll say to you, all politics are local. And the most powerful thing that they look at is the grassroots support, right? And that's as you say, with the blood at the floor, that's what's most important, is that at the smallest level that you go to somebody's coffee sip or what have you, and tell them what your agenda is. And that is the other thing that I think that's very important, is that you set the agenda when you run shit. If you don't have any power therein, you don't set the agenda. And that's where the president, I think, is important. Is because now, oh yeah, I think that the president's important because he sets the agenda. He decides the direction that the whole nation is going into. Absolutely. I think those are party people. Those are people who belong to each party, the Democratic Party as well as the Republican Party, and it's sort of a gimme for those folks. But let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so when Barack Obama was president, we had a different attorney general, right? We had a different. Okay, so now that attorney general started to go into local police departments and investigate the police department. And in some cases, they took over those police departments, retrained those people, and started teaching them how to interact in the communities.
And how's that working out?
It's working out better for some people, the people that they took over. It's a lot less black folks getting their butt whooped in those departments than it was before that. There was a marked difference because they couldn't do the shit they was doing before. And I worked in law enforcement, so I know how it goes.
Okay.
Okay, let me finish. As soon as this new cat took over, you had Jeff Sessions, Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions, who now runs the Justice Department. And everything that they built before that, he's taken it away. He don't want to reevaluate how police interact with the people because he don't give a shit. I don't give a damn how many niggas you put your boot on their neck. I don't give a damn.
Fully agree. And he is, and Jeff Sessions and his homies, in my opinion, are pushing us toward a police state.
Absolutely, I would agree with that.
Which would absolutely be much less possible if black people as a whole gave much less credence to the concept of voting and its power.
So you don't vote,
Yeah.
and they decide the agenda, and they decide that they want to handle policing differently than the new way everybody wants to handle it.
Yeah.
How does that make it better by not voting?
By not voting, let's go back. Let's go back a few.
Mm-hmm.
If let's just say we followed Dr. King's thinking in this place. There was a civil rights activist who said that integration was a mistake. That civil rights activist was Dr. King.
I can see where that is.
Dr. King said integration. I fear I have integrated my people into a burning house. If you go back, if you go check on YouTube right now, look up the I Have a Dream speech. Millions of hits, over 13 million hits. Now, search on YouTube. YouTubers out there, search this right now. Bring up another tab and search under YouTube, Militant MLK. You will see a grainy old video of Dr. King talking about how much undergirding the United States government did for white people when they first got here.
Absolutely.
After slavery.
Yes.
And he kills the up by your bootstraps theory,
Right.
Dr. King.
Right.
And says that we should have been, more than voting, coming to get our money. This is Dr. King saying this.
From our money from...
He says, next, we're coming to collect our check from the United States government.
Okay.
He did not mean vote as to whether we get it. He meant we're going to rally together. We're going to do the other stuff that is extremely effective. The boycotting that we have done, the marching that we have done, the showing up and demanding that we have done, not the voting. That is not...
So you think that boycotting without a vote would make something happen?
Brother.
No.
Okay.
No. Because again, you don't have these are the actual local officials.
Let me answer that for you. Here's where voting gets its fucking ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
If this Sunday, everybody black in an NFL uniform said, fuck this game and fuck this money, we just ain't gonna play today. Oh my God. What does that do to commercials? What does that do to the sports channels that are devoted to sports? What does that do to ticket holders? What does that do to the watcher at home? A hell of a lot more than stepping in a booth, pulling back a curtain, and flipping a lever. When black people decide to take their shit and go in the house, really? You don't want to do this my way? Or every way I do this, I get the shit into the stick? Well, why don't I just take all my pieces out of this game?
I think
that is so much more effective than anybody.
I think that you're looking at two different things. Within the government.
Yeah.
If they raise a tax by, let's say, a penny, they will instantly get the response of raising that tax. Right? Okay. So if what you're advocating, which won't happen because why? These guys don't think like that. This guy has a nice little piece of America.
Keep going.
He's got a nice little chunk of America, and he may not have the ability to take the day off.
Why not?
Because he don't make enough. He's not gonna be able to make his nut for the month.
Okay.
If he does. Now, I'm not sure all of them are like that, but those cats who are on not the number one guy on the roster, but the 52nd guy on the roster can't afford to do it, right? But let me just finish what I'm trying to say. My point is that what you're advocating for is going to get you an instant response. And to your point, they did it in Missouri already. When the Mizzou players decided they wanted a new chancellor or whatever the head of the school is, they decided we're not going to play this week, and they fired the chancellor.
Excellent. Okay, hold that thought. We got a caller. What's up, caller? You're in with the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest today, Robert Hines. What's up? What's on your mind? Who it is? HP from Miami. Hey, man, first off, before we get into anything that I'm talking about, how are you and your family doing? Good.
Do you still have lights? Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind?
Yeah, that's the whole political process as it stands right now, though. If you go to your representative and
This
say,
is beautiful to hear you two argue my point. Go ahead.
if you go to your representative and say, hey man, you ain't doing the shit I want you to do, I'm gonna get my group, we're gonna vote against you and change you to get a nigga that do what we want.
And for 50 years, nobody's come up with that idea.
Well, they have done it. It has happened. It happened in Chicago.
Okay, well then
It happens every year. Every time we have an election, there are changes that happen due to that election.
Okay.
Hell, it happened in Chicago.
Sit tight. YouTubers, my call now. What's your name again, brother? What's your name again? HP. My man HP. I'm setting you up for the people who are watching on YouTube. My man HP is making the argument that the issue is we don't have with the Michael Eric Dysons of the world, with the Dr. Cornel Wests of the world, with the Barack Obamas of the world, with all the Shirley Chisholms of the world, the incredibly smart people I just mentioned, and a bunch of other people in history, and Adam Clayton Powell's of the world, all of these people who I'd have to Google in order to look smart, somehow did not come up with the earth-shaking, unbelievable idea to go, hey, if you don't do what we want, we're going to vote you out and find somebody who will. Somebody who could get us past redlining, Flint water.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned Flint water because a lot of those black people don't vote.
I'm almost done. So, now, thank you for adding that. So what HP and my man Rob are getting me to believe, or trying to get me to believe, is that all these smart people missed it asking this question, and that Flint water, somehow if we voted, those people would not have brown water running. So, my man, okay, now you're on something. I think we can, and HP, thank you so much for that call, brother. Keep listening, keep calling. I want you to call in again in the future. And I really, thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, brother. Wow. Thank you again. And I hope you're still a fan and a listener, as I say that I vehemently fucking disagree with everything you said, except get your money right. I get your money right. And I love you. That part, I get. To me, thank you. You helped me make another point. Voting right now for black people is like going to the racetrack expecting to win when you have no money to bet on a horse. We're not betting on money. You gotta have you have to buy, lease, sell, and rent politicians, and we aren't doing that. Those of you who are listening to me, please, YouTube search Dr. Claude Anderson, vote for what? That's exactly where I am. And goddamn it, is there a way to play clips? Lord Zoe, is there? I'm gonna find that out in the future. I'm gonna be playing the YouTube clips that I want y'all to hear, so that you understand what I'm saying.
I think we miss it. Well, let me just go back to your house analogy.
Yes, sir.
When I bought the house, I knew I was going to live in all of it when I bought it. So your analogy is flawed from that perspective. I didn't buy the house to live in the yard. I bought the house to live in the house.
But you are living in the yard.
No.
When you say that your family is doing well, what I'm telling you is that, Brother Robert, your family is doing well minus 98% of what is supposed to be theirs anyway. Your family and mine come from descendants who, for 400 years,
According to how
for
you count it.
free,
According to how you count it.
according to how you count it, for more than 5 years, for free. For fucking free, until they died.
Absolutely.
Worked to make this country what it is. And the concept that we are only owed 40 acres and a mule that we don't get is fucking bullshit.
I don't disagree with that.
So then
But
for
if
you to say,
want it more-
hold on, let me finish my thought. I should not have to Rob, if I come to your house and steal your shit, which I parenthetically is a very bad idea because Rob is a pistol expert. But if I come to your house and steal your shit, Rob, and you know where I stay, because Geoff Brown stole it, how hard, fuck our friendship, how hard should you have to lobby for me to give you back your shit? And if I give you, I done stole your whole house, Rob. But when you come to me, I'm going to give you 4 spoons. I'm going to give you back your, I ain't going to give you your TVs. I'm going to give you your remote.
Here's the problem with your analogy.
Hold on. Let me finish my fucked up analogy. You come in the mouth, you lobbying and going, hey, y'all, I got a remote back from Geoff that's to our fucking TV. I'm going to give you all your left shoes back. And I'm going to spoon feed you that. And how do you consider that progress when all this shit I'm holding back from you is yours?
Well, again, the fault with your analogy is at a micro level.
Okay.
If it wouldn't be hard for me to get shit back if I know who took it in that level. What you're talking about is at a huge level that is hard to differentiate and take the shit back that is yours.
So then how do you call it progress? All you telling me is you don't know what a robber is.
I call it progress. I call it progress because before, my grandparents sharecropped. Now my uncles and aunts own the land that they live on. I call it progress because now they don't have to work anymore if they don't want to.
I'm not denying it,
but that's still progress, and you can't just say.
I'm not denying it as progress.
And there are choices that we all have to make.
You know what it is? I think you're looking at it as a glass of water that they got when they were thirsty. I'm looking at it as they got beads of sweat off the glass. I don't think it's not to say that it's forward. It's just not forward enough to satisfy me as a count. Do we have any more calls? Okay, let's bring in another call. Caller, what your name is? You're on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my man Robert Hines, and we are discussing Malcolm X Boulevard versus Dr. King Drive.
Before the caller says anything, I want to ask you a question. Can you show me anywhere where Dr. King said don't vote?
Can I? Okay.
Show me anywhere with that.
All right, go ahead. I had a caller. Yeah, what's up, caller? What's your name? Who this is? Hello?
Hello?
You there? Caller going once. Caller going twice. That caller's fucking gone. Is there another one? Give us another one. Caller, what your name is? Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. Hello? This is who? Maserati Mark. What's going on, baby? I like that. Oh, shout out.
I hope you're from the South Side.
Where you from?
Okay, I used to live in Harvey.
You used to live in Harvey? Oh, yeah.
I got an officer next door house in Harvey.
Look here, Harvey ain't no joke now. Mm-hmm. Harvey, shit. They if you don't have a gun when you get to Harvey, the police will pull you over and give you one. What's on your mind? Hit me with it, bro.
Okay.
Man, stop right there. Stop right there. That is too big a mouthful for me not to look here. YouTubers. My man Maserati Mark, that he laying it down like wet paint, that thick. He is basically saying that Rob's point of view is from the past 70 years, and that my point of view factors in thousands of years. And he's dead ass right there. Keep going, brother. Yes. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I hate to cut you off, brother, but the word ghetto started with Jews. The word ghetto only means a place where a bunch of motherfuckers of the same race stay.
Absolutely.
That's all ghetto means. It somehow got negatively connotated and stuck on us somewhere in the 50s, 60s. But go ahead, finish your thought. How about it, brother?
So you should stand outside the system and not do anything? You should just stand outside the system and not do anything and sell bean pies. I'm just trying to understand.
Okay,
where you going?
Okay, hold your thought. Maserati Mar. Maserati Mar is basically, and I'm just bringing up because to let you know from a technical standpoint, our YouTube listeners cannot hear you.
Right.
So I'm cueing them on what you're saying, and what my man is saying is basically that Rob is trying to work a flawed system, and that the system is flawed to the point that you have to question whether to work it at all. Rob is coming back with, so fuck it, should I just not do nothing? I want to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should absolutely not do nothing. But I think your biggest answers to your biggest problems have absolutely nothing to do with who's in office. And furthermore, the focus on them
How is that
is a liability.
You, how is that helping you?
How does what help me?
How does not voting make your life richer?
How does not voting?
For me, first of all, my mom was active in the civil rights struggle.
Yes.
And she actually went to jail. And my mom's fairly prissy. My mom is like the black Martha Stewart minus the felony.
So she was asking the CO for the wine list. I'd like a nice Chianti with this government cheese if you haven't. She pretty shit. That's her. Okay, go ahead.
She light skinned.
Yeah,
understand?
light skinned.
Light skinned. Went and found the darkest buck she could find in America.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And in their community, voting changed their community. As a matter of fact, if we look at our history as black people, during Reconstruction, voting changed the entire black experience. Voting changed it. Getting our people in to help make policy changed everything. And what stopped that?
To what?
It was much better, even than what it is now. It was better then than what it is now.
Okay.
And what stopped that? I'm telling you, this is a fact. You can argue with me, but you cannot argue with the fact. Okay. And what happened is, in the South, they started to stop us from voting. They started to stop us from making policy. Then that's when they started to make it where you had to take a test to vote. If voting was not important, they wouldn't fight so damn hard to keep you from doing it.
Okay, let me hit that back. Maserati Mar, I'm going to get your thought, and then we're going to have to close your call out because, let's just be honest. This ain't your fucking show. But I'm glad that you listen. I'm glad that you listen. I love you, and I'm glad you listen. My man. When you say that, why, here's your question. Why would they stop you from voting if it didn't make a difference? You are exactly right. They stop you because voting makes a difference. But what they're basically doing is they are blocking your switchblade that you're using when you're sitting on an economic Sherman tank. You are when black people jump out to vote, it's like getting out of not even a Sherman tank, a state-of-the-art tank. You got a tank with radar shit on it, a tank that can put a mortar round on a pizza box from 5 miles away.
So how
But
did you
you
get that?
hold my thought. Hold your thought. But instead of using the tank, you jump out and decide to fight your enemy with this switchblade. They don't want to get stuck, so they stop the switchblade. Instead of getting back in your tank, you searching around in the sand looking for this knife. The knife is dull. You trying to sharpen it. And there's other people going, hey, motherfucker, you got a tank. The tank is the $1.3 trillion that we spend every year. Hold your thought. What are you thinking, Maserati Mark?
Being competitive with the people that you compete with day to day, all of the rest of the race, you don't rely on a
Thank you so much for the call, Maserati Mar. I gotta cut you off now, but I invite you to call back next week. And it's not about you bringing up some very valid points. But again, this is about my fucking ego, and you sound smarter than me right now, so you're gonna have to get the fuck off the phone. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Nonetheless, stop talking so I can hang up on you, and then you can call back next week. I love you though, bro. I love you very much, Maserati Mar. Matter of fact, you on the shout out list because you bringing some heat. I'm gonna need you. I'm not bullshitting. Would love to have you call back again, man. Thank you so much for your call. Yes, Mar. Oh, get at me, bro. Get at me. You know how to get at me. Hit me up. I want to collab because I got some projects I'm working on. Hit me. No shit. All right. Yes. Thank you so much for your call. Now go ahead, Rob. What was online? And then after Rob, we're gonna go to break, y'all. So those of you who are online or who are holding on the phones, pretty please with sugar on top. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna get to you. But this is a hot ass topic. Go ahead.
Real quick. The only reason Donald Trump got elected and nobody's talking about this has nothing to do. It has all to do with voter suppression.
Voter suppression.
They went in. There's a guy named Kobach. He was the Kansas City Attorney General or something like that. I can't remember his job. I can't remember his whole name. But he went in and did something called interstate cross-check. An interstate cross-check went and found people who had felonies and similar names and knocked them off the voter roll. And they did that to the tune of, let's say, like, I don't know the exact numbers, but like in the state of Michigan, I think Trump won about 10,000 votes.
Okay.
They knocked 70,000 black people off the voter roll.
Okay.
In order for them to win that state. And they did the same thing in Pennsylvania. They did the same thing in all these battleground states that he actually won that he shouldn't have won.
Okay.
Because the polling didn't give you what you got.
Okay.
And the polling wasn't as wrong as we thought it was. It was just that people were either turned away or given what is called a provisional ballot.
Okay. Now, when we come back, I will give my opinion on why what Rob said has not fuck all to do with the fact that Trump is your president. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. That's cool. Good shit, young man.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's excellent.
I was just.
Do we got enough time to catch all the rest of the callers?
What's up?
Do we got enough? How many more callers?
Yeah, we got like 50 minutes, but you guys are getting callers consistent. You guys
know why?
Because I'm on your channel.
And I'm in there telling them to call.
Oh, well, thank you. Shit.
But
What?
you know how it is with these calls. You get too deep. Yo, it's good, but you gotta follow that clock. Take a break every now and again.
Okay.
Let the fans get a breath. Y'all hitting pow, 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 pow.
Right.
They knocked out. They Tommy Morrison. Alright?
Right. So, fuck the referee.
So remember, watch the clock.
How much time do we have?
You guys got 50 minutes left.
How much time we got before can I go get some water?
Oh yeah.
I can play more, yeah. However long you guys want.
Oh yeah. So and then I can't text you because your phone is active.
Right. Okay, somebody hit you with that.
That's Mark Twain.
Yes.
I was hitting you with that.
Right. Yes.
So because the belief is we're voting,
Right.
so we have power.
Right.
Shit. If money meant the amassing of money, if that meant power, they wouldn't let you have that.
Right.
But you're killing right now. You're killing. And look, we got a good feed. It hasn't dropped.
Oh, excellent.
Everybody's watching.
Excellent.
It's great, man.
Okay.
Alright. Y'all slapping. Hey, y'all slapping, but give them a little breather. Is this your music?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Then we don't even have to go mute.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're good. Yeah. Y'all killing.
Thank you.
Well. And
Yeah.
Jeff,
A lot of this I'm just getting back.
reframe the topic. Reset it. Call it. Phone line. Yes. Name of the show. Right. Then back into the topic.
Yeah, you guys consistently have like 4 callers. So, yeah, like all the time.
Oh, okay.
I want you guys to talk a little bit more before I start telling you guys that way you guys keep interrupting, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you guys consistently have people calling in.
Cool. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we go on I forget the name of the game, that video game that I sold this to. Yeah, Batman vs Superman. Yeah. It was like years old, like maybe I just got this back, so it's at least 7 years old. I sold this to my license to them 7 years sales of video came down, they stopped licensing. So now, I'm going to take that music on the show. Yeah, on the mic side? Yeah. That has been my bread and butter. It just so happens that I know how to do this.
Rock control.
I can imagine myself only trying to get by with a video headline that don't have any truth. And I just don't apply my focus. You put a 0 on what you made last week. I'm gonna tell you the actual numbers.
Right. Everybody, what's that?
You got 30 seconds.
Alright, everybody. They're still shopping around. Not shopping around on the internet platform. We back. You are back on. It's the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. My guest today, Brother Robert Hines. The topic, Martin Luther King Drive versus Malcolm X Boulevard. Which road do we take to get here? Or, what the fuck? You could always go with that. Call in, 323-879-4445. Again, 323-879-4445. Shout out to my producer, my friend, Mr. Zoe Williams, who threw me something that is, it kind of hits the nail on the head for me. Mark Twain said, if voting really mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. If money, the accumulation of money really mattered and really gave you power, they wouldn't let you accumulate that kind of money. Like there's only certain, like your money's coupons. There's only certain shit you can buy. Right. Ask Bill Cosby. Right. There's only certain shit they're going to let you buy with your money. So, and I think we kind of, I want to make sure that I'm clear and that we're not entirely on the wrong foot. I am not saying, as much as I feel it, I'm not saying don't vote at all, because voting is absolutely useless. What I am saying is that, goddamn it, you're in a gunfight and voting is nunchucks. Okay, that some bitch over there is throwing grenades at you, and and that don't mean shit, is what I'm saying. I'm saying up closer. I'm saying once we close the distance, once we throw some grenades back and get a little closer, and I'll tell you when I think voting will count, when there is no NFL and it's replaced by the NLF, the Negro League Football. When we have shit like that, when we have Negro League Baseball, when BET is owned by black people and the narrative is changed. But it was owned by black people at one point.
And then Bob sold it.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That is about the
was it better when we had... Here's what I see. This is the way I see it. The infrastructure that in other words, the game itself is decided by the government.
Okay.
How you're talking about a economic revolution.
Okay.
The money itself is decided by the government.
Absolutely.
So if you're not a part of the government, you don't even get the money to start the fucking revolution.
Really?
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, back up. Then what?
Absolutely.
Then if we don't have the money to start the revolution...
I didn't say we didn't have the money. I'm saying you wouldn't have the money had there not been a government to establish it.
Yay! Now that we have the money. Now that we have the...
And you could get more of it through that establishment.
What if you don't need another fucking nickel? What if...
I can't
I
tell you that I don't need another nickel, because I need plenty.
No.
If you guys want to send me some nickels, I will take them motherfuckers, because I need them.
No. Here's what I'm saying. If getting more money, here's what getting more money implies. One, that you'll give it. Two, that you'll give it in a decent amount of time. And three, now that I'm under the assumptions of 1 and 2, I'm waiting. That's the problem when you say we need more money to do this
No. What I'm
or
saying,
from the government.
I just want you to understand clearly what I'm saying.
Okay.
That the game itself, the infrastructure, the way you do what you do, is dictated by the government.
Absolutely.
And if you don't take part in said government, you won't get the outcome that you want.
And could you explain in the past 50 or so years how we could participate differently?
Well, I don't think we vote in enough numbers.
Okay.
I don't.
Voter turnout. Okay. We're going to talk about the Asians again in a second. Go ahead. Bring me in another caller. Caller, what your name is. Caller, what you go by. You are on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest, Mr. Robert Hines. What say you? Hello? Hello?
Oh, we lost.
Caller going once. Caller going twice. Your monkey ass is gone. Call back next week. Next caller. Caller, what your name is. Caller, what you go by. You are on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest, Robert Hines. What the fuck is on your mind? This is who? What's your name, baby? What's your name? What's your name? Vita.
All right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Get his ass, Vita. Get his ass. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh,
hold on,
my
Vita.
God.
Hold on,
I think...
Vita, baby, Vita. I got to set you up. Hold on. I got to set you up. For the YouTube, they're watching us YouTube live, but they can't hear you. So I got to set up what you just said. Hold on, what you thought? All right, y'all, for y'all who can't hear it, ooh, you missing it. You're going to have to go back when I edit it in, because Vita from California is on the phone. Now, let me tell you how I see Vita in my mind. Vita then came down off her porch in some shorts, with some flip-flops, some Harrier rollers, with a rolling pin in one hand and a pit bull on the end of the chain, and she is letting Rob. Oh shit! Okay, fuck what I was saying on the Geoff Brown show. You go ahead and say what you saying, Vita. Go ahead, girl. Okay, Vita, baby, Vita. For those of you, for my white listeners, I need you to understand. I don't have a problem with interracial dating. White men. Hold on. Bring Vita down.
Vita is pissed off, boy.
Yes. Okay.
Vita, I did not piss in your Cheerios this morning. Vita, I'm just telling you, you got the right to vote and you should exercise.
Yes, ma'am. And right now, Vita, I want you to stay there, but I had to bring you down because you were just talking over me, and I just exercised the right that many a black man wish he had, like a mute button. In the middle of argument, he just mute, just so he could get his idea out.
Wait.
I agree. You know what, Vita? I agree with you, and it sounds like you would still put bullet holes in my fucking car, and I'm on your side. Girl, calm down. Hold on now. Now we gonna let Rob answer that litany of shit. You laid some shit out, and I'm with you. But damn, Rob, my friend, I've been knowing Rob for a long time, and you you got Rob pinned down, and you stomping his throat. Just hold on now. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Wait, but let's just set it up for the YouTuber. She said that the immigrants get more than we do, and that we don't matter, and if you go into a hospital, it's just a long list of shit that she focused on immigrants getting more than we get as black people.
Now, hold on, Vita. We're going to get back to you. Go ahead.
Now, let me just say this to you, Vita. That is the fucking problem, is that we have decided to divide ourselves on cultural levels. That's not the issue. The issue is not what they give to immigrants, because they're not giving them that much either. The issue, yes, they're not. Dude, the issue is that the pie is not sliced properly. So the moment that you got me yelling at the immigrants is the moment that I'm not yelling at the people who got most of the fucking pie.
Okay, back up right there. So basically what you're telling me then is that it is a fallacy that Africans who come here and register as immigrants and not black people who are here, they don't get loans faster, They don't get grants for school. They don't get grants for housing. You're telling me that that does not happen.
I don't know if it happens or not.
All right,
but what I am telling you, what I am telling you is whatever they're giving them is nowhere near as much as what they keep. And that's the issue. The issue is you throw a few crumbs out and we got to fight over them. Fuck fighting over the crumbs. Give me a slice of fucking pie. Well, that's where my head is. I'm not trying to. I'm not. I just told you. I just said it. I just said it out of my face.
I made
the moment that you start getting me to fight over the crumbs, the moment that you distract from what you're really doing, immigrant is not my problem. My problem is the amount of greed that's at the top.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't see how that is possibly.
I just told you
how you could possibly say that.
I just said and vote.
Disagree with my analogy about your great grandfather living behind the garage of his own fucking house. I don't.
Because that analogy is flawed.
It's the exact same thing.
When I bought the house, I bought it to live in it. So what you're telling me, the analogy you give me is flawed. I'm just going by your analogy. I'm not going by the greater ethos of what you're saying.
You're not allowed to buy. You're not allowed in my analogy. In my analogy, you didn't even have to buy the house. The house was yours to fucking begin with. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, is that the house belonged to your family before their name was Hines. It's your shit.
And if it's my shit, then I can live in it.
You should be able to, but no, you can't.
But I'm not living in the yard.
No, because yes, I submit to you. I submit to you that the other members, the other upwardly mobile, intelligent black members of your family who are doing quote unquote well, looks good until you figure that for every dollar a white man has, a black man only has 11 cents. So that to include Oprah, to include Jordan, to include Cosby, to include the whole NFL roster, to include all the actors, to include all those people that they parade out in front of us as, well, look at Denzel, to include him, you still are drastically behind, because to this date, all we are is consumers. Because none of what we do, none of what we do brings us back any money. Now, bring homegirl, is she still here? She probably still cussing. Hey.
She was still talking.
Hello? She was still talking.
I don't.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vita. Thank you, baby. I'm glad that you love me.
Yeah,
because I would hate to come outside and see your ass out there with a rolling pin. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much for the call. Please call back. I ain't had a good argument with a sister in a while, because I get along with my wife pretty good. Yeah, bring it. I love Vita. Bring another call, man. Call it what your name is, what you go by. You're on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest, Mr. Robert Hines, talking about Malcolm X and Dr. King. Which road was wrong? Where did we fuck up? How the fuck did we get here? And what is on your mind? Yes, sir. Kevin, what's cracking, baby? Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. How about it?
Wishful thinking or whatnot, but that we're in. But at some point, I think we have to get to what Malcolm said, where he said that I'm paraphrasing this video, that we need to find ourselves before we try to incorporate ourselves.
How about it, brother? Yes.
And when I hear people talk, when I follow a lot of and I respect everyone, but I really want you guys to kind of that open my mind a little bit, because I really
Okay, hold your thought. Hold your thought, brother. What's your name again? What's your name? Kevin. Kevin, I got to bring the people up to speed on YouTube with what you are basically saying. What my man Kevin is putting down is that black people have to stop with the concept of believing that they are included so much in this system that they fight so hard to be in. Does that make sense, Kev? Is that yes. So now keep going. What were you saying? How about it, brother? Excellent. Yes. Well, thank you. No, it's not, Kev. And I thank you again for calling in, brother. Please call back. That's a great thoughts, great points. Please call in. Hit me again next week. Thank you for your continued support. Speaking of support, ladies and gentlemen, this shit ain't free. Go to GoFundMe.com/the-inappropriate-GIT-
That's a lot of shit.
down. Yeah, that's a lot of the inappropriate get down. Go to GoFundMe and find me. If you have a problem finding me, hit me on YouTube, hit me on Facebook, hit me on Twitter. The Twitter handle @GBFunnyStyle. All my shit is @GBFunnyStyle or Geoff Brown on Facebook. Hit me. I'll give you the link. Whatever you want to send me, you can send me $4. You can send me $10,000. It ain't for me. It's I gotta pay for White King Cole, who is my my engineer.
So ultimately, the white man's still in control.
The white man's still.
And he's training a new younger white man to become more in control.
Exactly. Well, we tried the black guy. We tried the black guy. I mean, I love you, but sometimes.
Because this show has went off flawlessly.
Yes, it's without a hitch. The music, the callers. Let me tell you something. This is something they teaching them in the white schools. I don't know what it is. White King Cole is on his shit. Now, at any rate, I think, yes, I think the way we're, and again, you kind of do from the early Dr. King angle. Sounds more like where you coming from, and I'm coming more from the Dr. Malcolm X angle. And something you said earlier, can I find you anywhere where Dr. King said, do not vote?
Yeah.
I cannot. Okay. What I can, however, show you is the empirical data that says that 50 years after we got the right to vote, bruh.
Well, we had the right to vote before that, then they took it away.
Okay.
And the reason they took it away is because it was effective. And that's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And let me just say,
I'm not arguing its effectiveness.
Let me just say this.
I'm not arguing its effectiveness. I am arguing its effectiveness in the grand scheme of social weapons we have.
And what I'm saying to you is that I'm not arguing against economic power because no one should.
Right.
No one should, and I never have. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, any game you play, they have rules to it. Okay. And if you have a chance to craft the rules, then you have a better shot at winning the game. Now, there are people who have called us and said, "Why should I play the game?" You're in the game one way or the other.
You're in the game whether you like it or not. Absolutely. What I'm saying is that we put way way too much emphasis on the importance and the effectiveness of voting, as is evidenced. I think we need to try some other shit, is all I'm saying. And we're going to bring this back in 2 minutes. We're going to take a break right now because I got a pee-pee. When we come back...
Your big grown ass is not pee-pee and you pissing.
I'm pee-pee. I don't piss, okay? Because just the concept of piss implies like splash. When I hear piss, I think about in the alley. God damn, I got something on my shoes. That's piss. You don't splatter when you
that
pee.
pee is what your babies do. Grown ass men pull out big giant cocks, which is part of the problem.
Okay,
is these big giant cocks, and they piss all over whatever they feel like, and there laeth the issue.
I love you so much, Rob, but you just lost some points with me from a couple of places. First of all, I don't even use the term cock when I watch porn. Okay? Cock is something you do to a pistol before you fire it. I've never pulled my
exactly
cock out.
that exactly. When you pull out that pistol and you cock it.
Yeah, you ain't. As a matter of fact, only brothers who interracially date ever hear the word cock when they watch porno. Because sisters don't have. No. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Then we wind up talking about dicks and cock porn.
Because you said pee-pee. Because you said pee-pee. I know damn well you ain't about to go pee-pee, nigga.
Poison water, cataclysmic weather, North Korea, zombie apocalypse, the people who control Trump, the people who sit idly by and wait for whatever's next, with wonder whether that will be it. Take a pull. Hold it. Summon all the love you can and blow powerful positive positive energy for
Jeff,
your
you
universe.
actually got 15 minutes. 15, you got to be out at 55.
All right.
Alright?
Regardless to whether
15
the trees bear strange
Your
fruit or
rant
whether
is at
Mother
the
Earth
end.
buckles under the weight
That's
of
how you wrap it
century long
in the last 5
stagnant
minutes.
disrespect or whether
10 minutes of more discussion, and
after
then
all
5 take the call,
Yeah.
then 5 minutes of your rant.
Let me know what you want to take, caller. You got a couple. Okay. And then just aim for like 2-3 minutes with the caller.
Okay.
That way you
be
can.
killed.
All right.
Or the killing scorches
All right,
the
we're gonna come
sky.
back.
Or whether
Your
all
thought?
mankind takes black people's place
The
in
caller.
first for the walking dead. Or
After
whether
the caller,
the decision makers
my rant
decide
round.
we should all be even more regulated into cages, or whether we all just let it happen. Then you will be fine. Damn, this sour Louis is fine.
Man, wow. What a show it has been. We rounded third. You are back on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown, my guest today, my friend, and still after this conversation, my friend, Mr. Robert Hines. We left out on a thought that you had.
I can't, I've not looked into why Asians vote and they don't vote. But I can tell you that I don't, from my perspective, from all the proof that I have had through my lifetime, being in law enforcement, having one real quick thought on law enforcement. Part of the problem in law enforcement is that the system itself is built as a racist system. You don't go duck hunting and come back with a bear. So that's why you get 7 times more black people being arrested for the same crimes that white people get. They take part in it, but they don't get arrested for. So, like, if you these little white dudes in here can smoke a joint and won't have no problems, but they looking for black people to smoke a joint.
Right.
So that's why you get more of them. And this is from the perspective of working in law enforcement and also smoking weed. So I can tell you exactly that's where that comes from.
What did you come on my show and just say? Did you just say that law enforcement targets black people?
Absolutely.
I won't have that on my show.
Absolutely. But I don't think, and I could be wrong, and I'm just talking from my own knowledge from things
That's
that I
all we
see.
can do. That's all we all are.
There are not, the Asians do not pose the threat that black people pose. Nowhere near it.
Okay. Well, I don't. They beat us and robbed us and hanged us and burned us, but I don't think they've ever nuked us. They did nuke to hit that back. In all fairness,
right?
The Asians were hit with a hydrogen bomb.
That.
Yeah.
How long did it take to drop the bomb?
Okay. Yeah. You don't look at. I wish I could see. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just working with the weapons I have.
I don't know why.
I don't have the sword of light.
I don't know why he wants to hurt.
I would love to have you say that to him after the show. So I want you to pull his head out of his ass on the way that I cannot.
Ultimately, ultimately, the true threat that we pose is the distinction of another group of people that they have decided is a race.
Okay, and I don't know why they hate us so much when they
That's why.
have tanning boots. All right, go ahead and bring up our next caller. Our last caller. This is the last caller of the hour.
Sorry if we couldn't get to you. Please call back.
If we couldn't get to you, please call back next week. But this caller, you are the lucky one. You are on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest, Robert Hines. What's on your mind? And who are you? Hello?
Somebody
Caller
else
going once.
get in.
Caller going twice. Fuck your thoughts, caller. Next caller.
And your couch. And your couch.
And your couch. You are on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and my guest, Mr. Robert Hines. What's on your mind?
Yes.
Yes, I can. What's your name? All right. 19. All right, Super Mario. I gotta let me set you up for the folks on YouTube. This is I've had some good calls today, but this is arguably my favorite for one reason and one reason only. Super Mario from Florida here is 19. He's 19, and regardless to which side of the fence he sits on, mine or Rob's, which it sounds like he's on my side of the fence.
Every caller has been.
Yeah, well, it is my show. Yes, he yay for Rob, yay for Mario. But what's so fantastic to me, bruh, is that you are listening to shit like this, and you ain't even 21 years old.
Right.
And that's fantastic, young buck. When I was 19, I was full of cum and trying to figure out how to get rid of it.
I don't doubt that he is also, but he took the time out.
Yeah, you can. The way you can take the time out from your dick is amazing, Mario. Because at 19, my dick was running the fucking show.
Yeah.
Wherever it said to go, that's where we was going. As he was in charge, he just
Chick Ricks, here I come.
At 19, I was just a way for my dick to get around. I am so thankful that you called in to the show, brother. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Please, please, please call in every week. Call in, especially you, Super Mario, and call in with that handle, because I want to know what's on your young ass mind. Now we ain't got that much time left. I gotta to finish with a couple of things. Final thoughts, man. What's on your brain?
Well, I just say this with young dudes like me. I mean, sometimes I do feel like I'm alone out here, but I be seeing guys like you, young dudes doing their own thing.
Thank you, brother.
We do what we feel
Did he
like.
call me young?
We know what we have in our heart.
He just called me young. Yes, sir.
Like, that's what we do, because all this that's going on right now. I mean, the thing that hasn't worked, we need to change that, upgrade it, what we did on top of what trying to do with ideas, work out, the health right, and do it, what you are now.
My man, thank you so much, Mario. Thank you for the call. We will hear from you next week. Now, your thoughts, brother?
I just want to just lend you to one visual. Maxine Waters.
Auntie Maxine. Shout out to Auntie Maxine.
Fucking powerhouse.
Yeah, doing her thing.
Checking Jeff Sessions.
Okay. Yeah.
And during his confirmation, now they still confirmed it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, she was getting in his ass so much. She was like,
reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time.
You wouldn't get to see that image if we hadn't put her in a position to be able to give that image.
Oh well, of course. I'm not. I am not, because there's so
Kamala Harris, same thing.
So much fighting for. If we hadn't have fought, black folks wouldn't be here. Black people died in order for... No, they didn't. Black people were murdered to keep you from this shit. That's different from dying because of it. I am not by any stretch taking away the accomplishments of black politicians and black officials on a state or national level. What I am saying is that you are taking one angle of a multifaceted problem and making it a bigger angle than I think it needs to be, which is why I bring up the Asian people, which is why I haven't brought them up, but Arabs or Jews that I bring up. And it's not to say that voting has no place. I just don't think voting is in first, second, third, fourth, or fifth place in the order of importance of what black people need to be doing. I don't. I think far more important is...
You make it seem like it take a lot of time to do it. It does not.
To do what?
To vote. You make it seem like, man, you concentrate too much on voting. Like, I just don't... Again, if you don't help to set the rules of the game, the people who do will change shit.
Okay. Wow. That brings us to, and that's a great way. I think that pretty much buttons up your side of this show. And the reason I invited your monkey ass on it is because I knew, and that's another thing. Y'all gonna see me on this show when I bring my friends in. I set them up as that because I don't have that many.
Right.
Rob Hines is a friend of mine, and we go, if you wouldn't know it, if you wouldn't saw the shit we typed on Facebook, you like them two niggas finna meet
Hate
somewhere,
each other.
and somebody finna get their ass whooped. No, that's my man.
No.
We just vehemently disagree about which way to go. And with that said, black people, find somebody to disagree with.
That's right.
Find somebody who you can't stand on their opinion on the shit that matters. Not empire, not power,
Not the new Jordans.
not the new Jordans, the real shit. Because if you can find somebody that you disagree with, that means you found somebody you talking to. We need to find a way. And this again, y'all know I ain't no Obama fan. This again is a true testament to, in my opinion, Obama's ineffectiveness as a president for black people. Because the unity that you feel now, this new awakening, did not come about 8 years ago. Black people have got to stop being so happy with the symbols of progress. The symbols, the house, the car, the clothes, the black president. By the way, there were 7 black presidents before Barack Obama. They are John Hanson, Zamora from 1781, 1782. Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, Warren Harding, Calvin Coolidge, and Dwight D. Eisenhower all had the same amount of black blood running through their veins. It just so happened, though, that we did not need to get favor with Africa during their tenure. We did not need to bring Cuba into the game. This is why he was selected before he was elected, just like every other president. You have the illusion of choice. You have the illusion of choice. Coke or Pepsi. But you don't get to choose lemonade or water. But you really think you got it all. I'm not saying don't vote. Sure, fine, go vote. Those of you who are voting proponents, you keep doing what you're doing. Y'all keep doing it from that end. And we're going to stop belittling the progress that you have made in these past 50 plus years. Yay, it's great. Golf clap. However, those who think like me and are willing to walk with me, we need to start doing shit for us. And don't be ashamed that your thoughts are black. My first thoughts are black. Whenever you hear me talk about people, understand that black is understood and the black perspective is understood. So vote if you want to, but work because you have to. With that, I thank you for calling. I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening. And I will see your monkey asses next week.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I got 2 minutes to spare. And another fucking thing. All right. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Now, if again, once I get this cut up, if you'll see it online, YouTube. If you need any piece of it, if you whatever, you know.
Yeah, they want this. My manager want me to be more funny on the radio. He probably did not like this show at all.
At all.
The whole thing is be funny.
Rob, what the fuck?
Man, all this black shit. Let's
What the fuck, Rob? Come on now.
We can't sell
I'm
your
trying to
fucking.
come on.